Hey there guys, welcome to another episode of the Try Health Launch series where I discuss common conditions, bust a few myths and show you 3 exercises to keep that pain at bay. Today I come up with something very relatable and I'm sure that you must have suffered from this, including me, as we are working from home. Corona has been a tremendous pain in the neck and I wonder what we are going to discuss this week. Any guesses? Let's find out. Today we are going to discuss neck conditions. I know the corona thing is a dead giveaway, but looking at all the circumstances around us which are beyond our control, one thing that we can control is our neck pain. So neck pain and neck conditions can manifest in various ways such as neck pain behind the neck or on the sides in the trapezius muscle area. The pain may radiate down to one limb or both the limbs. You may have some tingling, some numbness there. You may have neck movement restriction or stiffness. You may also manifest with things like weakness in the limbs. Possible causes for your neck pain could be mechanical or postural, as in when you are working in an awkward posture or you are using the phone for a long time with a bent neck. It may be muscular if you have slept in a wrong manner or due to overuse. It may be if the joint is involved or because of degeneration when the disc, uncovertible or facet joints or other structures are involved. It may be due to whiplash injuries if you have been in a car accident, or it may be due to nerve involvement as well. Neck pain can be associated with a number of other conditions. So neck pain can occur with shoulder pain. When the pathology may be in the shoulder or the neck, the doctor has to diagnose it. It may be associated with temporomandibular joint disorders. I know a very fancy name, but wherein you have problems when you're opening the jaw too much or you are eating something hard. Or it may accompany vestibular disorders which are accompanied with headaches or some dizziness. Myth number 1. I have cervical pain. It must be cervical spondylosis. The answer? No. So as we discussed earlier, cervical pain is because of a number of causes. Maybe it may be due to your posture or some muscle spasm or other conditions. So you need to know that it's not just cervical spondylosis. Many times the posture when you are sitting on your laptop is affected. For getting tips on how to correct your posture while sitting in front of the laptop, look at the other video that I have made on posture correction in front of a laptop. I have put the link in the description below. Myth number 2. My MRI shows a number of degenerative changes, so I will always have neck pain. The answer? No. Degenerative changes are a normal process in our body. However, they should be age related. Many times are not even the reason for our symptoms, and the source of symptom is something else, say bad posture, a muscle which has gone into spasm or something else. So you need to know that the neck pain will not always be there and it can easily be treated with posture correction and neck strengthening exercises. Myth number 3. Now that I have cervical or neck pain, I should always use a cervical collar. The answer? No. Cervical collar has to be used in certain situations like maybe bracing if you have a fracture. Second could be if you are traveling in a train and the neck will be subjected to shear forces. 3. If you have neck instability or some subluxation there of the vertebral bones. And 4th, in an acute setting when there is dizziness or vertigo. Otherwise, what they do is the cervical collar will inhibit the muscles, prevent them from firing and reduce their strength. So they should be actually generally avoided. Myth number 4, or a bonus myth. Now this is very important, that's why I am putting it here. So my neck always feels better after I have cracked it. So the thing is, cracking your neck on your own can lead to negative consequences like an artery rupture where you may even die. Going to a masseuse or a barber who can just crack your neck and then you feel better, that's totally wrong. If you want to do a neck manipulation, you should go to a medical practitioner who is well versed with anatomy and the techniques of manipulation. Otherwise, doing it on your own is a complete no-no. Coming to the exercises part, the first thing that I would like to tell you would be that we will be targeting neck muscles which are very deep. So the movement also will be very small, and doing neck movements like these which are normally taught is quite wrong, because they strengthen the muscles which are superficial, and when I am showing you the exercises, the muscles will be deep and you won't see any muscle contraction. If at all you see a muscle contraction of the sternocleidomastoid or the scalenes or other muscles, it may actually aggravate your pain. So first and foremost, the neck muscles are deep and are very small. So increasing the levels won't be the answer in treating them. So there won't be any beginner, intermediate or pro level in this scenario. The other thing is they are mostly control based muscles rather than movement based, which means that you will not have any ballistic movements, but you will have very small movements within some line of rotation, and you have to do it with utmost control, and the firing rate would be just 20% of a contraction, where you will just feel them activating and you won't feel any fatigue or anything like that. So for the first exercise, we would be looking at an exercise called the chin tuck. So in a chin tuck, you have to do a maneuver which is similar to a pigeon. So you can do this by lying down first to begin with if you are uncomfortable in a standing position. Lying down, you can keep your head you can keep your hands on your forehead, keep a pencil in front of the nose, and then try to retract your neck backwards, firing the muscles at the back of the neck. While doing that, see to it that your eyes don't go up or down and your head just translates backward. We'll be seeing this in a standing position, but just for beginners, you can start doing it in a supine position, then go for a sitting position, and then come to this what I will be showing right now. So for the chin tuck, I'll be showing you in this position as well as this way so that you understand. You can keep your finger on your chin and then move your neck backwards like this. Hold for a count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. If you have discomfort while holding it in that end position, then you cannot have the hold and just do a chin tuck without a hold. So 1 and back, 1 and back to the center position. So many a times I have seen that what patients do is they go backwards and then they move their head forward. So forward head is the thing which we need to correct with this exercise. So if while doing the exercise you do a forward head, then it just defeats the purpose. So you have to take your head back and then come back to neutral without moving the head forward. Okay, so do 10 reps of this twice in a day or during your breaks while you are working on the laptop. The second exercise that we will be seeing today is called a head nod. So in a head nod, you are basically going to nod your head using just the first two articulations of this spine. A lot of mumbo jumbo, but basically the movement is going to be very small and you're not going to completely move your neck forward and backward. So in order to cue that, you use your finger, place the tip of it on your nose, and then you move your head forward without moving the hand so that this reaches in between the eyes. Hold there for a count of 5 and then come back to the neutral position again. I'll be showing this again in the sideward position. So see to it, that your tip of the finger is on the nose. You keep your head in the neutral chin tuck position and then you go down slightly. Hold for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and bring the head back in the neutral position. While doing this, while keeping the finger, make sure that you see that you look straight ahead so that your starting position is not bent. Okay, so you look straight ahead, keep the finger and then do the exercise. Hold for a count of 5 in the end. So for the third exercises, we will be targeting the trapezius muscle, which is at the side of the neck. While doing it, we will use a technique called as a self-hold relax technique, wherein initially you will contract the muscle a lot and then relax it slowly so that it automatically relaxes on its own. So yeah, let's begin with the exercise. You will be shrugging the shoulder up. See to it that your shoulder doesn't go forward or backward. It goes up straight in the line of the ears. Go up, do not hold at the end, and then come down, counting a count of 10 seconds. So I'll just show you how to do it. Yeah, so you take your shoulders up, contract the traps, and then slowly counting till 10, you come down very, very, very gently and slowly. I've not reached the neutral yet. And there. So see, the relaxation was very, very slow and the contraction was hardly for a second. So that's the idea of this muscle. In order to relax the traps, in order to get them to relax down and not give you pain. So now we come to my fourth exercise, which is a bonus exercise. So we'll be doing something called a shoulder retraction. Normally when we are in front of the computer or when we are living, we have these protracted forward shoulders along with the forward head. So the forward head can be reversed or corrected with the help of the chin tuck exercise that we saw earlier. But for the protracted shoulders and the drooping shoulders, we need to do something called as scapular retractions. Another thing is, by targeting the scapula, you can also treat shoulder pain and conditions where they are interrelated. So for scapular pain and scapular disorders, look at the shoulder video that I have made. This will also help you in relieving neck pain, where I show you IYT exercise and a serratus anterior activation exercise. The link I have posted in the description below, as well as you can press that button. And yeah, coming to the shoulder retraction exercise now, what you need to do is just keep your hands besides your body, very relaxed, in neutral position. The shoulders, the arms will be close to the body. Keep your elbow at 90 degrees with the palms facing up. And now, just gently push the shoulder behind as if you are putting your chest forward. And then hold there for a count of 5 and then relax. While doing this, see to it that you don't activate the trapezius muscle and you don't shrug your shoulder. So it should be just behind, down and back. Hold there for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel the contraction of the muscle in the scapular area, that is at the back, upper back, and then let it go. So this will help you in treating that forward shoulder posture. Thank you for your tremendous support and I hope you liked this video. For getting to know more such exercises, please subscribe and you know the drill, like and share. Until next time, stay healthy, stay pain free.